Hello students, hope you're doing well. We will start solving Mathematics CS October 2023 paper 1. Let's go through the instructions. First, you have to answer all questions. Use the black or dark blue pen. You can use pencils on graphs and diagrams. Don't forget to write your name, center, number, and candidate number. You should write your answer in the space provided. Don't use any erasable pen or correction fluid. You should show all your working in the booklet. The most important thing, okay, here, that you are not allowed to use a calculator. In paper 1, you're not allowed to use a calculator. You're going to need geometrical instruments and, if you want, tracing paper. Now, let's start with the question number 1. The area of the cross-section of a prism, the area of a cross-section of a prism is 10 square centimeter. The length of the prism is 4 centimeter. As you can see, okay, this prism, okay, has a cross section. The area of the cross section of it is given, which is 10 square centimeter. The height, okay, here is the height, which is what? 4 centimeter. Now, what do they want us to find? They want us to find the volume of what? Of the prism. Okay, the volume of the prism, and take a look, okay, 1 mark, okay, on it. Okay, so I need the final answer written here in the space provided. Okay, we all know that the volume equals area times h, which is the height. Here is the h. Okay, so the area is given. Okay, so 10 square centimeter times 4 centimeter. So the answer will be 40 cube centimeter, because we're talking about the volume. We're going to write it here. Okay, you have to write the answer correctly in order to get what? The 1 mark. Okay, this is the first question. Let's scroll down to the second question. Okay, I'm gonna try to show it to you. Question number 2, draw a ring around the scatter graph that shows positive coloration. Okay, take a look. We have, this is the first, second, the third, and the fourth. As you can see, positive coloration, it means that if we can manage drawing a line, okay, on the plots or using the plots, okay, it should be up to what? To the right. As you can see, the one that satisfies the required, okay, is what? Is this one. So we drew a ring around the scatter diagram that shows a positive coloration. This one no coloration, this one no coloration, and this one is a negative coloration, because it's what? It's decreasing, okay, or it's going up to what? To the left. You have to draw a ring or do something to indicate that this is what the answer that you want in order to take the full mark. It has 1 mark on it, so you have to show the correct answer. Okay, now let's move on to the next question, which is question 3. Okay, write each of these expressions in the correct column in the table. As you can see, one has been done for you. The first column is asking us to put all the equivalent to a natural number. The second one not equivalent to a natural number. Now, let's remind ourselves of the meaning of natural number. Natural numbers are all numbers, all positive whole numbers, positive whole numbers, what? Except what? Except what? The 0. 0 is not included in the natural numbers. So the first one, 4 to the 3rd power, okay, is a natural number because the outcome is a positive whole number. Now, take a look at the second one, negative 2 to the 3rd power. Okay, the power is what? Is odd. Remember this. And we have a negative 2. The negative 2 the negative 2 will be repeated 3 times. So negative 2 times negative 2 times negative 2 equals to what? Equals to negative 8. Negative 8 is not positive, so definitely negative 2 to the 3rd power will be written in this column. It's not equivalent to a natural number. Now, take a look at this one. The cube root of negative 8, okay, it's the opposite of this one, equals to what? To negative 2. Ask yourself, what is the number that if you multiply it 3 times, you're going to get negative 8? It's what? It's negative 2. So the answer is negative 2, not positive. So definitely it's not a natural number. It's what? It's it's not equivalent to a natural number, so I'm gonna write it, okay, cube root of negative 8. Now, negative 5 to the second power, it means that I need to multiply negative 5 by itself. Okay, so the answer will be positive, which is a 25. Okay, so definitely it's equivalent to what? To a natural number. So negative 5 to the second power. Okay, by the way, all three should be correct for the mark. You can write the answer to each one. I mean, you can write here what? Negative 8, here negative 2, and here 25. The answers will be considered correct if they are in the correct place. All three should be correct for what? For the answer. Okay, I just want to imply to something. Here, if the base is negative, okay, and the index is odd, definitely the answer should be negative. Okay, but if the index is an even number and we have the base as a negative, the outcome or the result should be what? The value should be positive. Okay, now something else. Okay, as you can see, the negative 2 is in parentheses, brackets. Okay, then the index over it. It means that I will repeat negative 2 3 times. Okay, if the parentheses were not written, okay, we're going to have a different answer. In this case, no, we're going to have the same answer, but I'm talking about what? The even indices. So you have to be careful to what? To this point. Because if this was written like this, negative 5 to the second power, the answer will be negative 25, not 25. Okay, but since the parentheses were added, it means that I will repeat multiplying negative 5, okay, by itself. Negative 5 times negative 5. So now let's move on to exercise 11. 11A and B. A is separated than B, each with its mark. So now the A, write 7 million. As you can see, we have here 1 3. We have a 3 zeros, 3 zeros. So definitely it's what? It's 7 million. So write 7 million in standard form. Okay, as we all know, standard form means what? Means this number should be written alone with a power of 10. Okay, it's either positive or negative. Take a look at this number. This number is 7 million. Okay, so I'm going to remove all of the zeros, all of the numbers. I want a number only between 1 and 10. Okay, so 7. I'm going to move the decimal point from this side. I'm going to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Stop. Okay, so now what do I have? 7. Okay, 7 is what? Is between 1 and 10. So, but I don't want to lose its value. Okay, so I'm going to multiply it by a power of 10 with what? Positive or negative? Definitely positive index, which is 6, because we moved back how many places? 6 places. Okay, so to maintain its value, the index should be what? Positive, because it's a whole number. It's a big whole number. Okay, and I only want to rewrite it in standard form. Okay, so writing number in standard form, the first number that should be multiplied by a power of 10, okay, should be between what? 1 and 10. As you can see, 7 is between 1 and 10. Okay, but I don't want to lose its value, so I'm going to have what? The power of 10 with a positive index. The number of places that we went back. In that case, it's what? It's 6. Both should be written for what? For the mark. The number with the power of 10. Now let's move on to B. Write these numbers in order of size, starting with the smallest. As you can see, we have here what? Numbers where decimals, okay, multiplied by what? By a positive or negative power of 10. Take a look. I have here negative. Be clever. Okay, and take a look first at what? At the power of 10, the indices. Okay, we have here positive, negative. So definitely this one is what is the greatest, is the largest. Okay, so I'm gonna write it as it is here. Okay, if you want to be sure and find its value, it's up to you. So this one, if I multiply by a positive power of 10, so definitely I'm gonna move the decimal point to the right. How many places? 4 places. So 5.5, move it. 1, 2, 3, 4. So it will be what? It will be 55,000. Okay? So it will be what? 55,000. Again, I'm multiplying by a positive power of 10. So I'm going to move the decimal point to the right. So it was here 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes. So it will be what? 55,000. So let's move on to the second one. I'm multiplying, yes, by a negative power of 10. So definitely I'm going to move but back. How many places? 1. So it will be what? 0.64. Clearly that this one is the largest, as I said before. Okay, here we are multiplying by a negative index as well. So I'm going to move the decimal point to the left. How many places? Also 1 place. So I'm going to move it like this. It's 0.55. 5. Okay, now I'm going to what? To order it. It's up to you. If you want to use the original form with the power of 10, positive or negative, and write it here, write it. If you want to write the conversion or the outcomes or the solution that you found, okay, also it will be considered what? Correct. But 3 should be correct for what? For the mark. Now let's order it. We're going to start with the smallest. So definitely this one is the smallest because 0.55 is less than 0.64 and definitely less than 55,000. So I'm going to start. I'm going to write the original form. So it's 5.5 times 10 to negative 1. By the way, you can write its value, which is 0.55. Second, this one, which is 6.4 times 10 negative 1. And the largest, definitely, it's 5.5 times 10 to the fourth power. Okay, again, 3 should be correct to get what? The mark. Okay, now let's move on to question 12. Question 12. Okay, we have 5 quadrilaterals are shown in the grid. As you can see, this is P, the only one with a letter, the only one with a label, which is what? P. Okay, and we have different quadrilaterals on this what? Grid. Okay, on this what? Grid. Now let's see what do they want us to find out. Quadrilateral P, okay, here it is transformed by a reflection followed by a translation. Okay, reflection, then what? Translation. Take a look, what do they want us to find? Draw a ring. Okay, so I need to draw a ring around the unshaded quadrilateral that is not a possible image of a quadrilateral P. Now, which one of them? Which one of these unshaded? So they are talking about it's either this, or this. Okay, it's not a possible outcome. Okay, so it's what? It's not a possible image of the quadrilateral P. Take a look at all of them. Okay, this one is definitely similar to this one. Something happened here. This one is similar to this one. This one is similar. Take a look at this one. This one is different than this one. Take a look. Here we have what? 1. Here we have what? 2. So something has happened to it. Okay, so only by looking, you don't have to analyze it. You don't have to do a reflection and then a translation. You don't have to do all of this. Just take a look at the what? At the unshaded quadrilaterals. Which one of them is not a possible one? Definitely this one. Why? Because it doesn't look the same. They didn't say enlarge. Okay, so definitely I'm going to draw a ring. And by the way, take a look at the mark. Okay, this question is with 1 mark, so definitely I don't need to do a lot of things here. Only what? To indicate, okay, a ring around what? The shape that is what? The unshaded quadrilateral that is not a possible image of a quadrilateral P. This one clearly is not an image. The rest are, yes, a possible images. Okay, so this one, quickly. Okay, now let's scroll down to question 15. Take a look at the question 15. I need to calculate. Okay, 6 times negative 1.8 over negative 0.2 with 2 marks. Okay, definitely steps, method should be written. Okay, I cannot write the final answer without a method. I need to have what? A written method. So take a look here. What do I need to do? Okay, definitely I'm going to work with the numerator, then with the denominator. I have to multiply 6 times 1.8, negative 1.8. Okay, we don't have a calculator, so you have to do it what? Manually. Okay, so 6 times 1.8 negative. So definitely the answer will be here negative in the numerator. I'm doing it step by step for you. Okay, now I'm going to multiply 6 by 18 because, okay, when multiplying decimal by a whole number, we multiply it first as what? As a whole number. So 6 times 8 equals to what? 48. So 8 here and 4 up. 6 times 1 equals to 6 plus 4 equals to 10. And since I have 1 decimal place, I need to place it here. So it's 10.8. Okay, if you did the first part correctly, you're going to have what? A mark. Okay, over negative 0.2. Okay, definitely negative over negative. Okay, negative over negative equals to what? To positive. So the answer will be what? Positive. Okay, now when I divide a decimal by a decimal, take a look at the denominator. That divisor, the divisor cannot be a decimal. I need to make it as a whole. We multiply both by 10, 10. I have another way. Okay, move the decimal point, the places that you need in the divisor, and do the same for what? For the dividend. Or move the decimal point in the denominator and do the same where? In the numerator. I moved it 1 place to the right, and I should do the same for the denominator. If you move it 2 places up. Okay, so please, which is the controller? The what? The denominator, the divisor, because it cannot be what? Decimal. So now I have 108 divided by what? By 2. 108 divided by 2, also it should be done manually. As you can see, 10 divided by 8 is 5. 10 minus 0, 8. 8 divided by 2 equals to what? To 4. 4 times 0. So what is the answer? The answer should be written as 50 what? 4. Again, method should be written. All of these things should be what? Written. Okay? If you did the same part, the first part of it, you're going to have what? 1. Okay, if you did it all correctly, you're going to have what? The full mark of what? Of 2. Okay, of what? Of 2. Now let's move on to question. Okay, 16. For question 16, construct an angle of 30 degrees. The construction has been started for you. They already constructed this one for us. In order to solve or to construct, okay, this question, we need our geometrical instruments. We need the compasses and what? And the ruler. I'm going to start by using the ruler, okay, to join the center, this line, okay, the center of this line to the what? To the construction that has been already made for us. Okay, let me be accurate. Okay, I'm going to draw a line to this. Wait a minute, here is a solid line. Okay, this line joining between what and what? Okay, between this center with the construction. Okay, let me use a line. Let me choose a line again, solid line. Okay, and to this, as you can see, almost. Okay, drag this away. Now I'm going to use my what? My compasses. Okay, my pair of compasses. I'm going to place it on the first center, as you can see, and okay, and I need to start what? Drawing an arc, okay, between these two lines, okay? Now, an arc, okay? An arc. I'm going to complete doing. I need an arc, so I need to do it. Okay. Here is the first arc. Now, I'm going to use this center with this center. Let me just write here, okay, to show you. Can you see this center and then this center, the intersection of the arc with what? With my angle, okay? Now, with my big angle, I need to construct an angle of 30. In other words, I need to bisect this what? This angle. Okay, so I'm going to use the same. Okay, take a look. Here it is. Okay, on the first center and draw an arc. Okay, on the first center and then on the second. Let me do it again because it wasn't, okay, clear. So what do I need to do? I need to use my compasses again and draw an arc from the first what? From the from the first intersection point. Okay, so here is the first arc. Use the same compasses with the same length, okay, on what? On the second center and draw another arc. Now, can you see the intersection point? Okay, I need to draw a line to join my main center with what? With the new intersection, what? Point, as you can see. Okay, so where is it? A line directly. So here is the second line. Okay, so now this angle here is 30 degrees. I don't have to label it. Okay, I just want to check if my angle is correct or not. Okay, you can check as well using the protractor. Wait a minute. Okay, a second. Let me move it here to the center. So using a protractor is optional, okay? I want only to show you that the measure of the angle that we want, okay, which is 30 degrees, has been what? Satisfied. As you can see on the protractor, it's 29.9. Okay, we can have an error. Okay, again, you don't have to use the protractor. Okay, this is the construction. The arcs should be written in order to take the full mark too. You cannot do it without an arcs being drawn. Okay, see you again in another video. Bye-bye.